welcome back to Late Night Gunpla with Talon Omega. Today we're continuing with the high grade Zaku 1 sniper version. Last night I had the brilliant idea that since the sniper rifle has kind of the kind of holographic kind of eyepiece on both the gun, and the eye had a slightly different color. Actually, oh well. Anyway, so I decided that I wanted to make it a little different, and I went to redo the mono eye. And as I was trying to secure it to some tweezers, I had already kind of rubbed off the paint, kind of thinned it off, and again, as I was securing it, it flew off. It sounded like it still fell on the table, but try as I might, I've looked at where I thought it may have fallen, and I haven't seen it. I mean, granted, it's a clear piece, and it's very, very small. So, I'm going to proceed, because at least the part where it comes on, the part that it goes on to, is all kind of accessible in the Zaku 1. So, I mean, it's going to look silly without the eye, but, I mean, it looks silly regardless. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and continue without it. Wait, what the heck? Did I break a piece already on this too? Oy. So it looks like also, while trying to force it in or something, piece is broken off. I don't know what this is. So yeah, this kit is really starting to annoy me. So I'm gonna continue working and try to not let it get to me. And like I said, if I find the mono eyepiece, I will paint it, because I do have holographic gold. So I think for the eye, I'll make holographic gold. And then for, again, the sniper rifle, I've got the holographic pink, red, which actually looks kind of cool. So yeah, here you go. Yeah, so yeah, that's the idea. So today I had left a lot of these pieces kind of glued up and just drying, so we're gonna go over them as well, sand them down, and try to see if I've gotten rid of the panel lines. Alright, so we'll start off with the chest piece. Although, shoot. Oh wait, that's right, I'm starting to work. And I really need to, there it goes. Alright, so yeah. So today's music selection is still my Pandora playlist, still the Queen Radio playlist. Alright, so that pen line is still there. Let's see this one. Does it look like it had some kind of squish out? Getting more the edge. Alright, fine. We'll try the sponges. Start with 400 sponge. Trying to make sure. No, I'm supposed to just be doing it in one direction. But it just does not want to smooth it out. Seems to be. No. My electric sander is not. That didn't quite work out, so I'm going to 600. 1200 now. Okay, well, where it's gone away, it's completely gone. But where it's not sanding is not gone. 110,000. And now 1200. Pretty much. So, I mean, sure, the piece where it's removed it is pretty much gone. This one looks like it'll be the same problem. Shoot, forgot to set the timer. Now 6. So that seems to have worked out pretty well. Six, 8. Thousand. And 1200. Okay. So, yeah. This one definitely got rid of the seam line there. Seems like I'm getting rid of some extra design pieces, but so yeah. Alright, let's stop that one right now. Just right now. Take that little break right now. So what we've got here is, again, let's see, focus. There it goes. So yeah, you can still see a bit of the seam line there, but at least that top part pretty much got rid of the seam line. So that's what we're going for on this one. Although I almost feel like if I kept sanding, I might have gotten rid of that. But then the top part, yeah, I'm gonna need to figure out what I'm gonna do for the inside there. We'll see how this one is. Yeah, see, there's a little bit of glue on my finger, so I left my fingerprint on there. Alright, let's see how this other side does. Seems a little offset too. Alright, well, it's break time. Hydration time. So, I don't want to keep trying going for that or not. Oh, well. Yeah, all that extra glue from trying to hold it together. I have to try to do some cleanup work on this one. How about you? Did I leave my fingerprints anywhere else on you? Not that I can see. Alright, that's good. Alright, so needless to say, these kind of a bit of a dud. Well, I use makeup sponges, so it's almost too spongy. We'll see. It doesn't quite feel right. Alright, so let's actually do it this way. Make sure I have the timer. Start you. Make sure, yeah, you're recording. So, let's get back to it. Alright, so. Just because I had scratched up that bit, doing a bit of cleanup with this one. Going through all the grits to try to make sure, kind of smooth that out. Trying to go just in one direction. Down to 1000 grit. And 1200 grit. Buffing stick. Step 2, buff, no sand. And then 3 is just the smoother. Yeah, that goes. There it goes. Yeah, that looks good. Yeah, so, alright, well, let's go back to this. I'm trying to just sand in one direction as I do it and kind of rotating the direction. I'm doing it in one direction just to try to smooth it down. I think just a little bit. I think highest grit is best for this step, because after that all the other ones kind of are just smoothing, I imagine. Alright, so now 600. Because 400 pretty much smoothed it out. Well, yeah, evened it out. Same with this one, just to make sure I get it. Although, yeah, I'm going to have to do that front part too. Yeah, this one's definitely going to need it. So let's just start with this one. I think 600 should be enough to kind of smooth out the damage that the glue did. Okay. Alright, 600, now we're going to 800. Just trying to soften the look, not have as much of the kind of scratch marks from the sand, which the 400 would leave. Alright. 1,000. Well, looks like no mark remained. Really? $10,000 and 1,200. I mean, at this point, so yeah. Well, for some reason, this one seems a little off. So this one will probably be a pain to do. Alright, well, let's start with the softer grits here. Just try to smooth this out. Rid of just trying to get rid of some of those scratches left by the other grits. Or hell, I don't even know if they're the other grits or if it's just the clamps that I had on there. Scratched it. I know in the front it is glue because it's left my fingerprints on there. I think for these it may have been either the clamps or going over too much. Alright, pretty good. Yeah, seam line's pretty much gone on these parts. This part, not so much. Wonder. Yeah, alright, let's try that. Let's do this. Okay, yeah, there is no raised parts that are getting sanded here. There's no raised edges that are being missed here. Yeah, they're just, oh, no, I imagine should have still gotten something then, because six, right, we're doing 8. Welcome viewer, thanks for joining me. I'm building the high-grade Zaku 1 sniper version. Right now I'm trying to see if I've gotten rid of a seam line. Feel free to comment, feel free to lurk. Just kind of working through my backlog. And, well, this wasn't exactly part of the backlog. This was a gift, I believe, from someone. I don't remember who or how this came into my possession. Yeah, so it seems like it is. So I kind of get in there. No. Okay. Great. All right. I have to redo this because I scratched it while trying to sand that other piece. Yes. All right. It's too small. This whole build is annoying. Yeah, you missed earlier. Excuse me. I said I decided to try to print the mana eye, and I had it on a pair of tweezers, squeezed them too tight, and the mana eye went flying. I believe I heard it land somewhere on the desk, but in the area where I thought I heard it, I haven't found it. I've even looked on the floor around it. And I have a piece, I know a trash can right there. I hope it didn't fall into the trash. That may have to be a plan. Kind of look through the trash can, see if it's in there. But as I said, I've kind of looked all over the ground. Haven't found it. Then again, it is a clear point because I wanted to try to repaint it. But yeah. Alright, what I've been working on is trying to get rid of the seam lines on the chest piece. I've got them pretty much off on the bottoms. Been trying to work on the sides, but this side, excuse me, had quite a rise on it. Do you have any charge? No. I don't even have anywhere to charge you right now. Do I? I might, but won't really get anywhere. What do I have? Do I have any? Spices do I have? Because those have been falling. 8, 3. Yeah, 3. That could work on this one. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, it doesn't it though. I mean, and I was doing so well. Like I'm doing that with this one for the part for the sniper rifle. I had painted it the same color, kind of hologram pink, and I decided I wanted to make it hologram yellow instead, which I have. And as I was again holding it, it goes flying. So I may have. I mean, the desk needs to be cleaned, so I probably could take advantage of that to do that. But yeah, I am instead focusing on trying to get rid of the seam lines, and this one's got a lot of little seam lines, so I don't know why I did this to myself. This is why I dislike high grades. They're too small. But then again, I've called myself a master grade snobbish master grade elitist for a while. Pretty much only built high master grades up until now. I had built one high grade by accident because the box made me think it was a high grade, the Psycho Gundam. But beyond that, I built one real grade, and that one kind of again also frustrated the bejesus out of me because of the scale. So that the other closest thing was the Master Grade F91, which is, you know, because of plastic constraints and all that, it practically is a high grade. Practically it's a real grade actually, because I always called the real grades essentially, master grade skill or master grades details on a high grade body. But all right, let's get back to it. Let's try to see if I can see if this works any better. I know I've been trying to only go in one direction, but I'm trying to see if this one will help me. This is a 320 grit on this. This is what I had MacGyvered for myself a couple years ago to help me kind of make sanding a little easier, less frustrating, less of a chore. Okay, kind of working. But as I hadn't charged the base for this, I'm just kind of doing it this way. Alright. That seems to be working. Yeah, seems to be getting rid of it. Okay. And I've been trying to go just one direction, but alright, there it goes. The video of this is going to look so boring because so much time spent doing these parts. Alright, let's just jump to 600. It was already, because 300, 400. May as well just jump to 600. Well, I mean, it was a clever way. Well, at least I think it was kind of clever. Yeah. To explain the plastic shortages of the time. Like, what? No, the kit's just miniaturization, in-world explanation for why the model kits were smaller. As I keep hearing was the explanation for that. But yeah, I remember building it. That one was originally a gift as well from a friend. And so, you know, again, really good friend. Thanks for that. And yeah, started building it, and I'm like, wow, this is small. And then I put it next to my other master grades, which at the time was the new Gundam, the Zabi, a Rick Diaz and a Rick Dom, I believe, or what I had built at that time. So yeah, I was like, wait a minute, this is high grade? Or this is master grade? It's tiny. Okay, yeah, there it goes. Panel line gone. So I guess I'll have to do that. Same on this side. Yeah, I mean, that's apparently the story behind why they did that. That, you know, they knew they were going to try to sell the toys. And, you know, at the time plastic was getting expensive. So it's just, yeah, miniaturization. You know, what happens with all technology, it gets smaller as generations and iterations go through. Yeah, that's it. No other reasons whatsoever for us to be trying to give you less for more. I built one Zaku 1 master grade. Yeah, well, keep looking where I'm going to be putting it when I finally find some way to secure the... Well, no, I have the way. I just haven't gotten around to doing it. You know, when I finally secure the Ditolfs to the walls to start displaying all my Gundams there as I had them before. Come on. Aren't you? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you, well, Thanks for joining me and for the commenting. A couple of months ago, wow, quite a few more now, I built the Crossbone Gundam, which I'd had for a while also. Fun kit. Yeah, that's right. I want to have this over here. The actual Crossbone, the full cloth version. So, an older kit. It's an older kit, sir, but it checks out. Hate that I'm having to do this, but that's how I can smooth this out. Let's go over this again. Alright. So, 6. Oh, no, that's right. Let's get rid of the sanding lines. With this kit, I was primarily using the razor glass file, but just didn't feel like it was actually getting enough actual purchase on the plastic, so I've gone with my homemade sponges. I imagine so. It's real great, so it's at least a newer iteration of the kit. So could be good. Although again, it's essentially a real grade if you think about them. Because looking at it, all right, it's looking at it right next to my master grade Shinmusha. It is a little shorter. The F91 I got still put away. I need to again also display it, and it would have gone on that display that I can look at. But anyway, so yeah, I feel like the F91 is smaller than the what is it? The Crossbone I'm looking at. Okay. Yeah, mostly gotten rid of. So I need to figure out what I want to do with that part. So do it this way. Boy. It does. I mean, the cloth is a cool effect on it. I was enjoying that. Um, Although design issues. As I said, it's an older kit. At least the one that I had, I think it might have been at least 10 years old. At least. So the inside cloth piece is just a red piece, and I felt that it didn't have enough kind of junction points to attach it to the rear black part, and so there are parts where it just kind of comes loose and kind of flops around a bit. So again, it's a little annoyance. The other thing I noticed with it, which actually not a problem with the kit. I mean, although I was blaming on it, I was using panel liner, the Tamiya panel liner, and I've since seen that it's kind of an iffy idea. It causes plastic to crack, and I saw it with that. But yeah, that was where we are right now as far as that. But no, I don't know why I said that. But yeah, that was one little complaint I had with it. Again, I thought that was a plastic issue, but after seeing a couple of complaints about it, it's a panel line issue. One of the recommendations to do that, protect it from happening, and it was only on the small front pieces of the crossbow. When I tried to use the panel liner from Tamiya, that it kind of cracked. Everything else when I was using it kind of seemed okay. That was also the first kit on which I used the Gundam Marker airbrush attachment, and it was kind of fun. Kind of issues with masking on my end, but it turned out pretty well. So that's where that is. Let's try cut you off. That on you as well. We're still working on you. Another drink. So hopefully with the real grade that you have, that isn't an issue with the cloth. But again, I noticed it was an issue with the master grade. Let's go side. I wanted to put it on top of you so I can make sure. Yeah, try not to scratch the top, but I guess that'll be the price to pay. Right. 600. Doesn't seem to really have done. I have not have put much glue on there actually. Now that I think of that, I thought I did though. Same with this part. I feel like such a poser with Gundam. Yeah, I always admit this, but I have not really watched as much Gundam as I've built. Friend was always surprised how many Gundams I had built, considering I had never seen any of it. I think I had seen I had built like 6 kits before I even started watching the original movies. So that's where I am as far as Gundam. I'm a fake Gundam guy. Now it feels like the meme. Cool robots, anti-war story just flying right over your head. But it's a cool robot doing the thing. I mean, part of the thing as well, I've always been saying I like the Xeon robots a lot more, and so I sometimes become a bit of a Xeon apologist. Because again, they got the cooler robots. Oh man, the AU Gundams. Yeah, no, I mean no actual hate on that one, but yeah, I've always been more of a UC purist in that sense too. The gun tank is charming. I will give you that one. Yes, it's a fun little kit. I think I might have built. Yeah, I had one, a gun tank, the limited edition kind of clear version that came with the second Origin screening. I went to the screening and picked it up there. But yeah, I mean the gun tank it's cute. I think that's the thing. Like there isn't much kind of cute, I guess, in Fetty suits, whereas kind of Xeon has some pretty good kits in that respect. Like again, like the Zaku is a pretty kit. It's a pretty suit. Cuba is just kind of weird. Although at one point, the wife did bring up the point. Is like, why is it that Fetty has the more realistic kind of kits, whereas Xeon has the kind of odd shapes and designs. And it's like, I'd never really noticed that, but I mean, should have bring that up to Tomino during an interview. It's like my headcanon explanation is, I mean, they're still trying to show us who the good guys are, and that they still have their humanity. So their kits still, their robots and mobile suits still look humanoid, whereas the Xeonics, being the bad guys, the space Nazis, they've kind of lost some of their humanity and robots kind of are kind of representative of who we are. Like we always do our robots in our image. And so if Xeon's making them non-humanoid, at least features as such, I mean they're still walking, but in that respect we can say that it's because they've eschewed their humanity. And I mean, in universe, that story could kind of work as well. But again, they're odd, but they also still have their charm. The Act guy, the the Gelgug, they have their charm. I mean, in story, yes, that's a pretty good explanation, as you said. You know, but I mean, this is my psychology major kind of showing through. Did I? Shoot. What's up and going? Okay, well, it's still recording, it looks like. Yeah, let me just stop that now, just to be on the safe side. Yeah, okay. Forgot to start the timer, and forgot to charge my headphones, so I'm gonna have to be without music for the next hour. Yeah, like I said, that was my psychology major shining through, because it kind of could be a feasible explanation, but again, the only one who could tell us how true that is Tomino, and I don't know if he's making any more appearances. I mean, again, a lot of those aquatic ones, they have that charm so much so that they became the face of the build fighters, of the kind of real money grab, like let's get kids money by pushing the model kits shows and having it become the bear guy. And yeah, I have a bear guy that I built a couple of years ago. Yeah, anyway, so again, that it's like again, it has that charm, whereas most of from what I've seen Build Fighters, Build Fighters Try, and I think that's it. And the original one. But yeah, you know, most of the Gundam ones stay Gundam. They're kind of kit bashing, but it pretty much maintains them as Gundams. You know, whereas the again the face of it became the bear guy. And then oh my god, it's cute. And there is a bear guy cute actually as well in pink with kind of like magical girl aesthetic. That one was made by the idol of the series. Um, so of course it had to go with her. But yeah, the female friend built the bear guy as well. But again, see, it's the cuteness. Whereas like again, most of the other Gundams in the series, there's like, yeah, we'll take this piece from this one, this piece from this one, but it still looks like a Gundam. I think the only ones where they eschewed that was again in Build Fighters Try with the they called it the Tryon, I think. Am I recording? Oh no, I'm not. I'm still just talking. All right, let's start that again. But yeah, Build Fighters Try. They had one of the rivals make basically a kit that was essentially one of the transforming robots, like the Megazord type thing. Is this gonna work? was so it was pretty much a 3 robot combiner that was a lion, a manta ray, and an eagle. Was it a manta ray? I believe so. That basically took on the shape of the Zeta Gundam. No, Double Zeta. Double Zeta Gundam. Like, that's another kit I have. I have it started. Need to get around to finishing it. The reason I have it started is I started painting it, and then first bundle of joy came, and I didn't want to be having, paint fumes all around the apartment while the spore was kind of toddling around and whatnot, and so all my painting has fallen by the wayside. I have a little more space now where I could probably do it. And that's another kind of little thing I'm tempted to do here as part of the stream with this kit. I'm thinking of getting a portable airbrush booth and doing it here. Oh, yeah, that's bad. If I paint it with real paint, and probably get rid of a lot of these sins if I paint it with real paint. But what I've been doing so far is actually powderlining. Perhaps. And again, I haven't gotten around to Double Zeta myself. I've left off on no, 80 or 83. Whichever one's the Christmas one, with what I think is one of the best kits, which I have. Okay, well, obviously you can't. I keep looking over as if you guys would be able to see it. Really need to kind of decide what I want to do as far as background. But yeah, I have the Camefer. So yeah, whichever series the Camefer came on, I have it. I've left off there. So yeah, let's do that too. Yeah, I mean, the Camefer again is another kit that I built. My approach has always been build what you love, build what you think is cool. That was the advice I gave a couple of years ago when I was building a perfect grade during Fanime, because I wanted to give people the opportunity to kind of interact and ask me what I was doing and talk about the kits and whatnot. And so, that was the question I kept getting asked, like, which one do I start with? What do I build? It's like, go to the dealer's hall, see what you think is cool, buy it and build that. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, my first kit was, again, the new Gundam Master Grade. Bought it at a con as well. And as I say, everyone has a story of building their first kit with whatever it's available. Mine was, I built it with with a pair of nippers, or not even nail clippers. Did I start you? Yeah, I did. Okay. So again, that was built with nail clippers and a pair of a set of like glass repair kit for the screwdriver parts that needed. Do too much there, but damage that fin and dig into the fin too much. Yeah, I wound up doing something sacrilegious, and I sold it for parts to Anime Jungle, because it had suffered damage, structural damage I will call it, during an earthquake. It was before I started securing my Gundam models with museum putty. So I decided to sell it, and I've since then picked up another kind of trauma kit, which kind of I've been putting off on building. I got the Hainu version Katoki version. After building a Katoki kit, that's what I'm saying. I'm kind of traumatized by them as well, because the Katoki version that I built was the pod ball recently. Again, links on my YouTube page, on the About Me page. But yeah, too much detail and so much superfluous detail. It's like, Katoki, why? Why do you need to put so many stickers all over the place? But before I even knew about that, what kept me from building that one is wanting to do justice by painting it, and not feeling I have the skill yet for painting it properly, which is, again, part of the idea with doing a kit like this one. I'm practicing all of these techniques on something this small. I mean, it's part and parcel of living in Los Angeles, in California, really. Well, most of the Ring of Fire, you try to figure it out. But yeah, thank you for that. But yeah, so kind of gave it up for pieces, and the idea again being that I would do the Katoki version. I picked it up. Still need to pick up another Suzabi, the Katoki version of that, because I had that Suzabi as well. I sold for pieces. Also the Jungle, so if anyone's bought them from Jungle, bought those pieces, the new and the Suzabi, they were mine. Hope they treat you well. Hope they give you those pieces you needed. But anyway, so yeah, the idea was, buy the newer versions and do the kits justice. But then the perfectionism kicked in, which is, again, what I'm trying to fight against by doing this streams, is, be able to tell myself, I've got the skills, I've got the practice, I can do it. I know how to do it. I've done it a couple times already. So yeah, the intention of doing that. Same the Shinmusha that I have. It was the first kit that I really painted. And that was the marker painting, no airbrushing. It was brushing as well. So also another one where I've bought kits to kind of complement them. Like I have the Musha Gundam that again I want to kind of paint as well, and that one really stuck with me. That is like, oh man, I really want to do it justice. Arm is going off. Hopefully, there it goes. All right, come on. There it goes. All right. You stopped? Yeah, you're stopped. Okay. Okay, I mean, visually you can see that it had a pen line, but back here, and you can kind of see it definitely on the bottom here. I think I'll get away with that one. You can kind of see it on this little nub here on the back of the helmet. But yeah, but really just liking this part of the kit. There's no way this. Wait, I'm putting it backwards. This does not get locked in any way whatsoever. Which is also how come I lost the. Well, no, that's not why I lost it. But anyway, that one kind of worked out pretty well. The chest. I've got a lot of kits where I've got large intentions. I've got huge intentions for them. And the perfectionism set in. So again, the idea with this one, get through the backlog, which again you can see in the picture on the About Me page, and that was a couple of years ago. And since I've since added probably another. What do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20 kits. I'm never getting through that backlog. Self joke because last year, thank you. Last year I went to a build model. What's it? GPM Gunpla Builders model competition by those Gundam guys out here in Pasadena. No, not Pasadena. Pomona. And did the raffle, and I won a perfect grade. And because I know the guys a little bit, the guy who was kind of cutting it off, once I went up to grab, was like, "Just give it up already. Give it to someone else right now. You know you're never gonna get around to building it." And he's partly true, because that's the second perfect grade in kind of the backlog that I have right now. A couple of years ago, the Bandai Hobby pop-up, I picked up the Astray red frame, and so that one's been there for a while. Okay, yeah. Let's do this. So, anyway, yes, the idea of the backlog was to stream myself building them and at least just kind of doing snap fitting of them, just to again work my way through it, get them out the way. Yeah, okay. So that's where we are. Trying to get myself to, again, get through the backlog. And then again, I keep buying more from Bandai because they have kits that I really want available. I didn't get the Rose, I did get the Maxter. Did I start you? Shoot. I have to keep an eye on that clock. So yeah, I really like how the glass file kind of gets rid of at least nubs. But as far as panel lines, doesn't seem to be doing too good a job. Yeah, I mean that was the idea. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stream to get the backlog and also use it to kind of get the skills on some of the backlog to kind of learn the skills for what I want to do with the special cases that I do have. So again, the Musha Gundam that I picked up. You know, I want to practice painting skills, so I'll have to do that with some of these, which is again part of the idea with starting with this one. I know I told myself that I wanted to at least start doing some like Gundam marker painting on this one. So we'll see how that works. Musha Gundam. Now I've also got the Ieyasu Musha Gundam and the all black Musha Gundam. So again, kits, kind of skills, ideas that I gotta have with them. I mean, Ieyasu, I don't think I'll be doing much modifying. If anything, I might like repaint some of the gold if I feel that it's not gold enough. Especially since I've got a couple of like chromatic gold pens that I want to again maybe use. So that's the idea with those. But yeah, that's it with the Ieyasu version. The all black, I really want to either get like a black 3.0 from Stuart Semple and kind of paint that with it, make it like a Vanta black, or yeah, either get some Vanta black and do that on there. So that's kind of the idea with the Black Musha. The Shin Musha. What was the idea? Yeah, Shin Musha. I wanted to do something with the color scheme. Try to keep it. I know I wanted to. Like, I got stuck also because so many colors. It's got so many kind of colored layers that kind of scared me off as well a bit. But I mean, again, the idea here, get that skill set here, figure out how I want to do that, and then do it. Zeta 2.0 or 1.0? Because, I mean, well, 2.0 still has its problems, but it's a little better than the 1.0. I've got the Zeta 1.0 Master Grade, and it's flimsy as all heck. I've heard that the 2.0 is still flimsy, but not as bad. So, maybe something to kind of keep an eye out for if you haven't gotten around to building it yet. Ooh, okay. I mean, again, this is my own bias against version Ka. This isn't. Again, I did the pod ball. Just had detail for detail's sake. So again, my own personal bias, I'll grant you. But no, it's good. It's again the version Ka. I think version 2.0 is essentially what it is. So they did fix again a couple of the design issues, but yeah, it's still a little flimsy. So when you transform it, just be aware of that. Oh, 600. Oh yeah, like I got the version 1, and I got the titanium version, so it's like special metallic coating. It looks cool. I've never transformed it because of it, because of how flimsy it is. As is, it can barely hold on to its weapons. I do have it up on display right now. Yeah, but display in the room, not for camera display. Sorry. So yeah, I mean, it did fix some of that, but again, still kind of flimsy from what I've heard. But a little better, and yeah, it's a good kit. I like it. Again, it was one of those like I think what got me more was the metallic finish, but still, it's like, ooh, cool. It's a version Ka. It's a transforming one. Cool. I want to try it. I want to build it. Let's see, what was it? The sixth kit I think I built. Essentially. Same with, well, not same, but I remember hearing kind of horror stories of the perfect grade wing. I got one friend who built it, and he says all of a sudden the the hip joint just kind of gave out on it, and he just kind of had it displayed. But again, it's a huge kit. It's got a lot of weight to bear. Hasn't been updated since they built it, since they first put it out. But yeah, if you ever get around to wanting one, getting one, keep an eye out for that part, for that little bit of detail. Probably should stop here. Yeah, that's been not recording for a bit. No, and this is, it's the double beam rifle. I can't remember if he said he had it like the kind of both beam rifles pointed out, pointed downwards, with the wings kind of going out all over the place behind it. But yeah, again, the the hip joint just kind of gave out on it. Again, and that was a bit of kind of a selling point for the new Gundam when I first bought it, that it had a cast iron hip joint, which was just kind of cool. I was like, oh well, that'll keep it from really having that issue. But yeah, built that one years ago. Yeah, 24 years, just about 24 years ago now. I think I built it in 2000. Yes. I know. Yeah, I've been doing this for a while. Had a long break ish when I went back to school. Finished that, and I think by the time I finished grad school, I was kind of starting to build again a bit. Um, and then, yeah, had a child and had a bit of a backup as well. Started up again. So here I am, kind of trying to get through it. Alright, let's get back to it. Well, you recording? Yes. Alright. Started losing the pen line. I guess I can probably try to go for it a bit more. Go over it a bit more with like the higher grits. As I can tell, it's getting late for me. Kind of get to about this point of the stream, and I start really quieting down. And see, yeah, you're tired, and it's kind of late, and it's just about time for Mimi's. Thank you, Gubbin, for kind of keeping up the talk. You don't need to keep me entertained, but I do appreciate it. You kind of help give me reason to talk and kind of keep the stream of consciousness going. All right, let's try this again. Let's try you. Oh, yeah. Okay, I got started. All right. There. But yeah, as far as perfect grades, I got the GPO1FB that I've been kind of building for a couple of years as well. Fun story on that one. AX, what is that, 2007? 2003? One of the Long Beach years. Happened to be trolling the dealer's hall, and someone's got the GPO1FB for $190. And I say sold. And I contact a buddy of mine, tell him the price is like, get me one as well. They had two of them. I borrow some money from another friend of mine who's at the con, so I can kind of buy two, figuring, you know what, I will pay you right back as soon as I go drop this off. And you know, because it's Long Beach, my friend lives in Torrance, it was close enough. So you know, walk out of the dealer's hall with one of those giant boxes in each arm and head out that evening to go drop it off and get my money back, which I do. Like I said, he's a pretty good buddy. But yeah, again, started building that one slowly but surely. Kind of things get in the way. I don't actually make much progress on it. And then another friend contacts me, trying to be a middleman, that someone he knows has a perfect grade Zaku that they want to get rid of. But how much are they? I tell them honestly, you know, not that unscrupulous. It was. You know, people were looking at me, it's like, oh my god, you got those? But yeah, so I had it just kind of laying around in the garage, boxes as a little like water damage. And I told him, I was like, hey, you know what? You can probably sell it on eBay for about this much, but I'll give you $50 for it. He goes, sold. I could not meet up with him fast enough to transfer that money over. But at that point, now I've got two perfect grades, kind of taking up space, and living with girlfriend at the time. Yeah, no, I actually, was it 50 or I offered him 90, 90, 50, so it was cheap. I got it cheap. And he took it. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I told you how much it costs. I told you how much you can get for it. I'm giving you this. You take it. All right, fine. That's on you. But yeah, got it really cheap. And here we go. I was gonna do something else with this one because yeah, I think I'm gonna have to redo this here. Again, I tried to paint metallic green inside there, but it's too dark to see it. And actually, I think my metallic green is just bad now. I mean, it still looks like metallic green. So I think what I need to do is, if I really want to do that, I'm gonna have to. Sorry for that. Gonna have to paint the inside white, and then redo that with the metallic green if I really want to do that. Have to wait and see how that works. How that works out. Right. And then go down here. Go here. Okay. And then the Tommy gun look. Right. Lining. So anyway, yes, had 2 kits, and 2 perfect grade kits. Living with girlfriend, wife now. Did not want to have too much trouble with that, so I'm like, right, you know what? Fine. I'm gonna finish the GPO1, and I'm gonna try to work on the Zaku as well at some point. So, Fanime was coming around. Decided to take it to Fanime with me and build it there. I wound up building it in like the concourse at Fanime. Yeah, so there we go. Was building it throughout the course of the 4 days. Managed to finish the primary build. The weapons I finished later when I got back home. But yeah, I really did want to get the primary build done, and I did. So that was good for me. Okay. Alright, so that's the side gun. Tommy gun. Yes. This piece goes on here. Cool. There it goes. Piece goes on there. So hey, I've got something to show. Yes. And then the muzzle. There, yeah, there it goes. There it goes. So that one. And now the one. Got hand nippers to trim off this. Let's see, the one there. We'll see how this one does. Yeah, it was fun building it because at the time real grades were coming out, and so one of the people who kind of set up near me to build as well was building the real grade Zaku 2 as well, so it was fun kind of getting the comparison on scale Like I think at one point he finished the whole kit, and I had done the arms and the legs, and I had. Do I have that? Let me see. Where would those pictures be? Right, so let's see. Alright, yeah, let's go this one. Media source. Nope, not that one. Excuse me. Window. Yeah, let's go here. Come on. Why are you not coming up? Okay. Anything? Come on. Why aren't you coming up? And now, come on. Right. So, aren't you? Nope. Okay. So, why are you not coming up? Anything? No. Okay. Can I? Capture. Okay. No. Okay. Not that one. You. Oh, yes. Right. Oui. No. There it goes. Fine. Close enough. Wait, too far down. There it goes. Alright. So, what we have here. There we go. Could have sworn I had a picture of. So, yeah, that's the guy's building it. I thought I had one. Nope. He had his Zaku real grade next to mine. And yeah, it like the whole kit was just one leg. Yeah, it was one leg. Could have sworn I had those pictures, but oh well. Back to it. Yeah, you're recording. So yeah, that was a pretty fun year because pretty much just spent it on the concourse. But I mean, again, I talked to so many people, enjoying the hobby, just kind of did what I had fun. I mean, it looks like it, and but again, my own biases against the real grades is because again, really bad experience trying to get all the decals on the one real grade that I built, the double O. Yeah, it was a double O, and just trying to get all the stickers on it were just a pain. I finally did it, but kind of swore myself off of any further real grades because of it. Okay. Pretty much that. Do anything in the back there. Boy, I missed that. Use this piece just because it's such a small. Alright, there's that. Okay, now the 400 grit. Oh, the Xiong, nice. I mean, water decals are fun. You can see the what I keep calling the channel's mascot, Nipako here. She kind of came with a lot of water slides, and she was kind of my first actual full practice with water slides. It's a fun. It's I don't want to put this. It can be, like you said, relaxing and entertaining. Kind of frustrating as well, trying to get them to not slide around as much. Screwed up on a couple of them. They kind of came off from, particularly I think, on the weapon system for her. But also, like she's. There were a lot of frustrations with that kit as well. I really get frustrated easily. I mean, it's one of the things I'm kind of learning about myself. Kind of seeing how much of a the Xiong, I'm kicking myself for not having picked it up years ago when I saw it available. Again, I saw Master Grade available, and I wanted to pick it up, but I never actually did. And it's one of those kits that's like, oh, I really wish I had. But again, real grades kind of scare me because of that one bad experience. And again, not even really all that bad. It's that frustration tolerance thing. It's something I'm kind of coming to terms with myself, I guess you could say. Alright, I'm going to use you again. I really don't want to. Glue on these. find out they've made the perfect Xiong with the legs that it's supposed to have. That one's been kind of tempting as well, if I could ever find it again. But again, it's one of those, like, it'd be nice to have it. I don't really want it too badly. Kind of stuff learning about myself by doing this as well, this hobby. I know I can get lost in it, which is a good thing, but also so many things I keep saying is like, oh man, it's so frustrating, so annoying. Like, it's a hobby, it's fun. I mean, sure, it's not all going to be fun and games. It's not all going to be rainbows. But it's like, enjoy the process. And overall, I do. But I keep saying there's so many pieces. Like, it's that self-talk thing also. And here again, it's the psychology degree coming out. Kind of doing my own kind of self-analysis. Yeah, I'm trying to, I guess, want to change that self-talk, because again, that narrative, what we say about ourselves, what we say about things, is the stuff we believe. And as I tell my clients, just because we think it doesn't make it true. So again, trying to catch the self-talk. It's not annoying. They're frustrating, and it's that frustration that I'm trying to avoid. Okay, yeah. This will be about where I stop. Just gonna cut through these. This piece. This part of the piece right now. And then I will call it a night. I usually stream 9 to 11 on Saturdays and Sundays. I mean, there is that really good thing about water slides, and I think my problem with it when I did it was, you know, as I'm trying to wick the extra moisture away to make sure it stays kind of locked into that spot, it would slide around on me. And so again, that would become annoying and frustrating. I mean, again, my main thing with going master grade over real grade is just scale. It's like, these are so small to me. And I was talking about this last weekend. There was, a couple weeks ago, there was a build gathering from those Gundam guys, and talking about it with some of the people there. There's like, why I primarily build master grades is, again, the size there. Got these big meaty hands and these small pieces. Get really hard to hold on to and grab. But also because they're so small, you can get away with a couple more crimes of building, if you want to call it. Like this right now. I know I'm not doing a very good job on sanding these really small pieces, but at the same time, unless you're looking at it with like a pair of glasses or a pair of like magnifying glasses, you ain't seeing none of that detail work. Which I guess could be the self-talk that I can give myself. It's like, hey, no one's actually looking at it that close. No one's actually seeing all the details you're not completing, or that you're all the crimes you're doing. All right, so far we've got to show for today the chest and head. Again, you can kind of still see the seam line visually, but it's gone, and I think that's just the kind of the plastic weld that's shown there, at least on the head. On the chest, did I stop that? No, I didn't. No, well, it stopped itself there. Alright, so yeah, on the chest, again, kind of see it on the side. Bottoms, you can, again, visually see it, but it's kind of gone, so if I paint it, it's not really going to be seen. That side one, again, I can probably, paint can get rid of so many sins. So if I do paint, it'll probably do that. The gun, yeah, again, I think I lost the detail on this side because overzealous with the sanding. Might require some scribing if I really want to do that. Again, it's a really small piece. Again, so this piece gets hidden by the drum. So there's that. So I want to decide what I want to do here. Might go over with white and then redo that. I'll probably do that off air during this week, maybe. Alright, and started in on the gun. Got at least this back piece done. Alright, Mr. Gubbin, thanks for being on. Thanks for entertaining me, as it were. You really don't have to do that, but I do appreciate it. I do appreciate the commenting and helping me talk. Again, I will be back next Saturday, hopefully. Yeah, I mean, I got a dentist appointment, but it's just a kind of checkup. Won't be doing any work if they find anything wrong. That day will probably be put for the following week. So that'll be that. Yeah. Next week, come back and continue to do this. So, again, Mr. Gubbin, thanks for being on and the talking, and hopefully I can see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.